And welcome back, Final Fantasy 3, going through Mount Kolts in Final Fantasy 6 game, which is, well, it ended the Final Fantasy series at Super Nintendo 16-bit era, and well, suffice to say, it is not a bad game at all. And well, plot is, well, Terra knows magic. That's a big deal. So there are things which might be people who are very interested about it. Like the Empire she is from, but no longer, because, well, being subject of mind control isn't usually a good way to make it so. And there's plenty of random fights in here. But seeing that they are quite integral part of the gameplay at this phase of the game, it is not that, you could say, well, they do give some extra length to the gameplay, so nothing wrong about that. And Edgar's tools are at this phase of the game are ludicrously useful. Seeing that they do a lot of damage, and in this game there was also started to be quite a lot of these kind of, well, I would not call them transparent walls, but basically, well, in a sense, a bit more three-dimensionality in level design, so that there could be these little walls you could walk behind in quite regular locations. Edgar's tools do wipe out enemies quite nicely. And could I go through here? Yes, I could. Somehow I find that name Darkrim quite funny. Yeah, they are some sort of martial artist type of enemies. But they get smacked quite efficiently out of existence. And the music, well, if it wasn't already made very clear in this game, is really good. It might not be the best music Squaresoft produced at the 16-bit era, but it generally is very high quality. Although you could say that the starting beats of the fighting music do get quite tiresome quite fast, because how often it starts. Oh yeah. And using the auto fight, or better say repeat option, makes sound effects go a bit wonky, and that was some suspicious character over there. And more of these fightings. Using the regular fighting command. Gore, that's a nice word. Yeah, those things are quite annoying, and they do a lot of that back attack. All kinds of regular handy stuff. Nothing you could say really unusual itemry at this, you could say, this phase of the game. And the auto mapping option of the game is really good. Oh damn, that was at the critical state. But luckily she has a healing spell, which is very, you could say every Final Fantasy game needs that. And there's that dark, weird, shadowy character again. It looks suspicious, but it has a profile which makes it look similar to playable characters in this game. Interestingly enough, when you look at the proportions these characters are made, not in the, you could say, concept art by Yoshitaka Amano, a very well competent mangaka who has worked well with Squaresoft quite many times. In those concept arts, which are actually part of this game extra, there is no practically, you could say, there is very little of those weird proportions. But oh yeah, I got poisoned. Poison at this phase of the game, early phase of the game, is a real peril. Although I would say that the map at this stage, over to say at this kind of map location, more or less completely useless. More poisonings. In this game, it is not as bad that this kind of attrition through random encounters as it would be in some other Final Fantasy games, like, well, Final Fantasy 3, in which... But in this one, they still are quite prominent threat. Not... Well... Oh, there's some grim-looking dude over there, standing right at the path of my path. Damn it! It does so much of that poison attacks that it's eating away my magic points, which are quite necessary. And again. But before I talk to that guy, I will make use of some of my healing items. Get myself some armoring. Oh. Apparently in this one you can't just make a... So, got equipped some better equipment, so I'll have a chat with that guy. Oh yeah, that's the Vargas. And ill-tempered guy picking a fight. He's got a couple of bears as well aiding him. Let's make some noise, which does nothing. Healing spell, which was quite needed. Oh, he's having a chat, talking mood. Get some poison attack on you. Usually in fights like this, you can let's just focus on hitting him. Bioblaster did about 200. Oh, I guess I beat him up. We have plot. The regular boss fight has now become a plot fight. And he gave us doom, meaning I have limited amount of time, but I can make but I have to make use of the raging fist. Yeah, Sabin's got an extra style of in that you have to make use of these button commands to actually make use of his special moves. Oh yeah, I know that, I've already done so. Blitz, left, right, left, act. And boss fight gets taken down in a plot fight. Oh, that was real fun. Interestingly enough, bear is some sort of homosexual slang referring to muscular and hairy person. Oh. If I remember right, in they seem to have been made some sort of changes to translation, because if I remember right, Terra described Sabin first as a bodybuilder who had ran out of gym, or had gotten lost from his gym or something. But now I have full four-person crew in here. All right. Yeah, luckily the game tells you how to make use. Oh yeah, that's a suplex. Bit of annoying thing about Sabin's blitz attacks is that you can't aim at them at the target. He just sends them wherever he feels like it. So they are not in that kind of... They are very potent attacks. They can be, but not in that kind of sense. So... and just upgraded some of his equipment. Did I put arranged music on? Yes, I did. Now it's back to normal again. So, have a chat with the leader. Well, that was a mention about Pandora's box, which is quite... well, it was... well... I did make a check, and Locke's actual surname, officially mentioned in this game's supplemental materials written by the actual guys who made this, is Cole, Locke Cole, which isn't particularly, you could say, impressive surname compared to Edgar Figaro. Oh, I can't remember what was the full name. Oh, but I do have enough interest to loot all this valuable appearing stuff in this place. And I do say that this game, Nobuo Uematsu was really expert at this phase of Final Fantasy series. Yeah, sprint shoes unnecessary because I have already dash. The character writing, well, I don't remember what was the doing because it gave me no chance to read it. So this was basically phase where the game says that yeah, have a chat with all these characters around here to learn some of the plot events and other important stuff the game has in this moment. Oh, having a little sleep at the Returners headquarters HQ. Nothing really, you could say, important in that sense. Going through the door, oh, he was locked. So let's just have a chat with this Bannon guy. If I say no, there's no point, so yeah, I think I will. Yeah, the game doesn't... So... Oh. Yeah, or 1,000 years old mythical conflict. Most likely not, because Sovereign seems to have a little bit of desire to just let's attack. Don't want to say let's just act or dare. So it is going forward again. Oh, yep. So this is one of those, you could say, gauntlet scenes that you just go and Banner's got a prayer ability, meaning that he can actually give free healing spell all the time, so which means it's really handy ability to have. So I just made everybody have a basic same set of actions to go along. So it's great. And it's also a bit of a maze. If you do a wrong choice, you're gonna look back and you have to actually decide do it again, meaning you have to fight more. Not particularly complex, and you could also say that the background has become a mobile. Let's lock close. Multi-fist attack. Gameplay-wise, these are quite repetitive, I would say. But the plot-wise, this is quite actually fun and interesting. Obviously, it's interesting, but not the most, you could say, great gameplay thing. Especially because there's just so many of these fights. But luckily, the level of difficulty because of Bannon's healing ability is just makes it just ludicrously easy in that sense. You practically have to try to die in these. Oh, looks like I did a correct choice picking straight. More enemies. And I do say that the water stream effect is quite real nice looking. Yeah, giving a save. And even temporary crew members like Bannon have gotten their face portraits, and he seems to have a face and beard which hates combs already. That he probably need lots of shaving to look even somewhat tidy. Or maybe he would need some sort of gardening shears to make his face look a bit less messy. But having split pummeling ability is quite handy. I did say it again, but earlier is and I do say it again. Up. Oh damn! Looks like I picked a wrong route. Because this game, I remember the general plot and styling of this game's dungeons and levels, however you wanna call it, but I don't remember exactly. So things like this are quite likely to happen. Meaning this kind of not perfect route loops. But Raging Fist is quite potent attack. And I do remember that it would be until Final Fantasy VII that the enemies would start to get their really own animation frames as well. But you can say that as much as game. They could have made the amount of enemies a bit less at this phase, but now I went to the right direction. Not that the presence of enemies. Yeah, darkness is reduces accuracy of basic attacks, but if you are not using basic attacks, it isn't that powerful, isn't much of a threat or annoyance. Oh yeah, and that one healed also the status effect, so you could use that little upgoing loop as a way to grind for levels, but it ain't that useful. Although in this pixel remaster it would have been way more easier. Because of the fact that you can make repeat command and make experience multipliers. That thing went down big time. Oh, and the draft just came off down the waterfall. Yeah, lots of quite very regular basic enemies. nothing you could say really complex. Because at this phase of the game... Oops! Boss fight against Ultros. And Ultros is quite a familiar character because he appears many times in later Final Fantasy games, usually as some sort of bonus character of being a, well, seafood soup. Yeah, he's quite comedic character. Oh yeah. Oops. Gave a big hit which took out Terra. Let's make everybody to the back row. Yeah. Spew some toxic gas. Yeah. He seems to have a... Oh, damn. Oh yeah, I was not supposed to let that happen. That was unexpected, but I guess I have to return to that fight. Here I am again, fighting against Ultros, using quite much the regular attacks. Oh. Yeah. Oh, no reason. Sabin just took a big suplex. But it didn't do anything. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that it ain't on the menu. So I'm just gonna settle to passing you out with the repeated commands of the same thing. God damn that. Yeah, Ultros likes pretty girls and hates practically everything else. And once he got the voice, would be very high-pitched voice. Yeah, seafood soup is not on the menu. Oh, just it makes up tentacle attacks. Strangely enough, he has nothing to comment about Edgar, although he does comment about Terra and Sabin. And well, now he fell off. Yeah. Oh, and Sabin doesn't think before he acts. And he did. Yeah. And Sabin got taken by stream to somewhere else. And this would be an interesting little cliffhanger moment to see that, because it not earlier had Final Fantasy game had this kind of branching the paths. And I don't remember if Final Fantasy 9 did have similar things. They've had similar things of the branching moments, but this must be the first one. It was really quite noticeable one. So I'm gonna end this episode right here. And next time it'll be one of these extra moments. So, see you next time. See ya. You even got the unintendedly solved the death scene. But, whatever. See you next time.